like the content we bring you about the heavy metal world, please like, subscribe, and comment to help us grow the channel.
So, how have you been?
Fantastic, dude. I'm in Nashville right now. We start production rehearsals with Journey tomorrow, 12:30, and things are great, bro. We've had a few days off since the 49ers game, so I'm a little bored because I want to play, but other than that, I'm good, dude. So I'm doing press for Revolution Saints.
Awesome. Yeah, I just excuse me. I just got done checking out the album. Sounds really good.
You like it, bro? Awesome, man. Yeah, I like it too. I'm pretty proud of the last two. They're really good.
It's excellent stuff. So, I just want to say, while you're known as the drummer in Journey, you've always been able to sing and drum. I mean, ever since I first kind of heard of you when you were playing with the Enemy back opening for Foghat.
You remember that stuff? Wow.
Yep.
I was a kid.
Yep.
You must have been a little guy.
Well, I'm just a couple years older than you, but I was like Danny Kurth had recruited me to work out with the Wild Dogs, and so I did a couple practices with those guys, and then Danny goes, "Well, we got this guy from the Enemy down in Salem," and I'm like, "I already know about him. Good job."
I know who you are. Son of a gun, bro. What a small world.
I know. It's since I've done it. I've done a bunch of records with Matt since then, and
yes,
and so I've definitely played your drum parts more than a couple times. So.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry for that.
No, that's all right. I just have to have fast feet,
Well, I don't have them like that anymore anyway, so you're good. We're both good.
Awesome. So, you're one of the hardest working drummers out there with a ton of album credits, and now you've got the new third album by Revolution Saints, Against the Winds. Can you talk a little bit about how that band got started?
Well, it was the brainchild of Serafino, the president of the Frontiers, and he saw Journey in Milan and said, "I want to do a solo record with you." And I said, "Well, talk to management and let's see if we can get it worked out." And so we talked, and it was all good. And then Serafino thought, "Well, why don't we?" He got Jack Blaze involved and Doug Aldrich, and I was like, "Oh, God, I know those guys are fantastic."
Yeah.
And Jack suggested, "Why don't we just make it a band instead of Dean's solo record? We'll make it a band." And they came up with the name Pleasure Dome, the label, and Jack was like, "Yeah, no, it's not going to be Pleasure Dome." So we were all like, maybe not. So Jack had came up with the name Revolution Saints, and killer name, and it's
great name.
Yeah, so we did the first records with Doug and Jack, the first three, and they came out great. Such a chemistry. That was the biggest part. The songs were good, and they were, Doug and Jack fixed them. And with Alessandro, they wrote them all together and fixed them and worked on them. And it came out great. But the chemistry was so undeniable on those records, and we just had a great chemistry. So that's kind of how it came about, and here we are now with Jeff Pilson on bass, who's I'm a huge Dokken fan. I'm sure you are. We all grew up with him.
Oh yeah.
And Joel was playing with Night Ranger when I first saw him play, and just a monster guitarist. So it was hard shoes to fill with Jack departing and Doug departing, but those guys fit in right away, and it's been fantastic.
Yeah. So can you talk a little bit about working with Alessandro? And I understand he produces and writes the material.
Yeah, dude, Alessandro's like the fourth member. He really is. He comes up with the material. He's got a few outside writers he works with. And on the last two records, actually, Joel has been involved in the writing process. So that's been really beneficial because, he's a great songwriter, guitarist as well. And so Alessandro is like our fourth member. And, he knows me because I don't write lyrics. I'm not a lyric writer. I'm definitely not Matt. Matty had a great way with words. I don't have that. I'm not Neil Peart. So Alessandro just knew my heart. He knew the stuff I've gone through. He knows me as a person, as a drummer and as a vocalist. And he would run it by me, and I just, I'd say, "Yeah, that's me, bro. Yeah, I felt that," or "Yeah, I felt that way," or I was going through that. So he's really an integral part of this band. I mean, without him, there wouldn't really be a Revolution Saints, I don't think. He's really the key, a big key to this.
Yeah, he's done keyboard work for all kinds of people. Graham Bonnet, just that his list is long. His list isn't as long as yours.
but he's still, I mean, but if you look at production, I mean, he produces all those records. So I think it is. It may be longer because he does them all. He does all the records for Frontiers. I mean, 90% of them at least. I know that. And he plays keyboards for Hardline as well, background vocals. So yeah, he's a pretty busy man. Definitely busier than I am.
Yeah. Now you've always kind of sang and drummed, although in Journey mostly, you're doing mostly drums, but you also have sang at times too. So do you approach anything differently when you're the front man behind the drum set?
Oh, you got to learn. The biggest thing is breathing. Because you got to get the air. You're a drummer, dude, so
Yeah.
I mean, you got to find the air. And if you're singing, for me, the drums take autopilot. I know those parts so well, and been playing them for so long that I know where to go with that. So I'm focusing totally on my breathing, where I'm going to have to take a massive breath to hit the high notes and stuff like that. So that's the main focus when I'm doing those songs. It's all about the vocals because, the fans want to hear it just like the records. And, I do my best. I'm not perfect, but I try my best to keep them as close to the originals as possible.
Well, yeah. I mean, you have sang in Journey, right? I mean, I know you sang definitely one cut on the last record, but hasn't there been times when you did some of the lead vocals there as well?
Oh yeah, dude. When Steve Algeri had his vocal issues, they had me singing the hits, which was scary. Jeff Castronovo was in the band. They brought Jeff in to finish the tour in 2006, but they had me singing like Faithfully and Open Arms and Who's Crying Now, and so it was kind of thrust upon me by happenstance. I had no choice. It's like, well, we got to help Stevie out here, and it became something, And then after a while, it was like, well, we got Arnell back in the band, or after Jeff left, Arnell joined, and it was like, well, I was thinking like Keep on Running and Still They Ride and Mother Father. So now it's just me doing Mother Father. It's just one song is set, and that's all I need, dude. I love that tune. Going through the struggles that I went through, it was really kind of really near and dear to me. So that's what I'm doing. But yeah, with Revolution Saints, it's different because I'm playing drums on the record. But now they're getting me to be a front man, and dude, I feel like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands. It's crazy. So,
right, but you're even though you're the front man, you're still going to be drumming. Are you guys going to do any touring?
God, I hope so, Bryce. It's hard to say, with all the so that has been the biggest problem with Revolution Saints is we can't find time to tour. I mean, we'd love to, but Journey's busy. I'll be gone. Like I left on the 23rd of January. I won't be home until until first week of June. And I'm home for about 2 months or a month and a half. And then boom, we're out with Def Leppard. And then we're in Japan and Europe and the UK. And so I won't be home really like off the road till November. And then of course, I'm sure we'll, do like South America and all that stuff in 2025. So I'm kind of like at the mercy of Journey. They're my priority. So, And I think, Jeff's got Foreigner. He's got the Farewell Tour with them. And Joe's got Whitesnake and he's got Trans-Siberian Orchestra and then a billion other solo projects. Yeah. So, he's got a lot of stuff to do. So trying to find time will be a task. But we'll get there, dude. I mean, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And I'm hoping it'll happen.
Awesome. So speaking of Journey, how does it feel to be back with Journey and back where, I mean, you're the longest running drummer of the band.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic, Bryce. I mean, the story, it's pretty heavy. My mom had passed away the night before I got the call. I mean, she died at like 11:59. Oh, dude, thank you, man. Yeah. She passed. And then at like 7 in the morning, I get a text from Neil. He's in Chicago. He's like, dude, we need some help. Narda doesn't know the song's quite down, down like the records and stuff. And we got Lollapalooza. We're headlining Lollapalooza. And would you come out and do 2 shows, and kind of, help Narda remember the songs and help him, get the nuances. And I was like, of course, but just give me a few days. Mom passed away. And of course, Neil was real accommodating. But I flew out there and it was tears, man. I mean, all of us getting back together. I never thought in a million years I'd be back in that band, dude, after what happened. So I think my mom had something to do with it. My mom too, man. She very tenacious. So I'm sure she was up talking to Jesus, like, give him his gig back. He needs to work, keep him busy.
Yeah. Your mom always supported you. I mean, when did you get your first like Octa Plus? How old were you? Like,
oh God, I was let me think.
10 years old or something?
10 or 12. Yeah, my first real kit was 6. I got a Rogers, 5-piece Rogers kit. You know, I love the I think it was Superphonic, but it was what a great drum kit. And I would berry pick, literally go out and pick berries. And my dad said, whatever you make, I'll match it. So I'd make $20 a day. He put 40. We put it in a little box, and until I got the money, I'm okay. I'm going to get these 2 toms, and then work some more, and then I want to get these cymbals. And I built that thing up, you know, with berry picking money, dude, and bean picking money. But that's what you did in Oregon, man. When you were a kid,
exactly.
It didn't really work, so that's what you did. So there wasn't any child labor laws back then. So at 12 and 13, we were out there picking berries. So that's kind of how it happened. Yeah, I built that kid up to the Neil Peart Jr. kid. It was massive.
Yeah, that's incredible. You know, is there anything we missed? I mean, it's good to talk to you, and I'm glad that you're having so much success and that you actually get to do a side project of your own band, you know.
Dude, thank you. No, you know, I got to say, I mean, I'm grateful, you know, that I'm sober. I'm doing what I love. I get paid to do what I love. And I'm with a band that I love. These guys, you know, I was in the Dead Daisies for a while. And I got to give a lot of credit to Doug Aldrich and David Lowy, the founder of that band, giving me a chance when all hell broke loose in my life. I took 2 years off, didn't touch the drums, man, just focused on recovery, trying to get well, trying to keep my blank together. And, you know, they gave me the call. So I got to give him a lot of credit and owe him a lot for that. But, man, I'm just grateful, you know, Bryce. I mean, to lose something that big.
Yeah.
And you know, never thought I'd ever get it back. I mean, who in a million years would have thought that would have happened? And I'm just, dude, I don't take it for granted now. You know, definitely don't take it for granted.
No, I mean, I feel you belong in Journey. You know, you've paid your dues, and you've always been a great fit. And plus your friendship with Neil. I mean,
oh, dude, that's a brotherhood.
How far back does that go? You know,
well, bad English. I mean, that was bad English. He was. I was working in a rehearsal room with Tony McAlpine in San Francisco, and he was in the rehearsal place. The dad walked in for rehearsals. Tony wasn't there yet. It was just Neil and Mark Robertson, the keyboard player. So I walked in and we just started jamming, just playing stuff and playing around. And then we stopped. He goes, "You know the Journey stuff, man?" I said, "Oh, dude, do I know the Journey stuff? I mean, I grew up with the Journey stuff." So we started playing all the tunes, and he left the room, and, you know, nice to meet you, nice to meet you. So I'm freaking out, right? Just going, let's get on the payphone, call my wife, say, "Oh my God, honey, I mean, I just jammed with Neil Sean. Holy hell, I'm just freaking out." Go back in the room waiting for rehearsals for Tony to show up. And Neil sticks his head. He goes, "Come here, man. Come here." And I'm like, I did. I looked back at my drum tech, Sean. I'm like, "He's talking to me or you?" I really did. And he's like, "No, come here." So we get in, which I'm freaking out. I get into his Testarossa. He's got his Ferrari out there, right? I'm
nice.
Like, "Oh, how cool." You know, and he puts in a cassette, starts playing stuff. He goes, "What do you think of this stuff?" Dude, it's killer. And he was playing me stuff that he was going to do a solo record. And he said, "I want you to play on it." I'm like, "Bro, I'd be honored. Are you freaking kidding?" So a couple of weeks go by, and Neil calls me, and he goes, "Well, man, I'm gonna put the solo record on the back burner. Hold on just a second. I got somebody calling in. I hate when this happens, bro. Anyway, I'll keep talking. Yeah, sorry, send a voicemail. That's it. Okay, so are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he goes, I'm bagging this side project for now, this solo thing, and I'm gonna go down and play with John Waite and John Kane and Ricky Phillips. They want me to audition. And I said I wouldn't do it unless you came down with me. I'm like, "Oh my God, yes, yes." So out of 36 drummers, I got the gig. So it's been,
Sweet.
I was 23 then. So yeah, bro, it was pretty heavy to be put in that position. But he and I are super, super tight, dude. I take bullets for that guy. I got to give, you know, Jesus Christ and him credit for my career, bro. I mean, if it wasn't for Neil, I'd have nothing. And Matt McCourt too. Matty as well. Matt found me from Wild Dogs to Mike Varney, Tony McAlpine, Tony to Neil, and Neil from here on out. I mean, I've worked with Neil the whole time, with the exception of my time with Ozzy Osbourne, and then doing some solo stuff, some studio work. But yeah, that was it. Very fortunate.
Yeah. Have you talked to Matt at all lately?
You know, I just did. He's got that podcast, and I talked to him, and it was so funny because we were talking, and my phone was about to die, literally. And I didn't. It's a new iPhone 15, totally different charger, right? So I'm at my son's house going, I don't have my charger here, dude. We're gonna have to, let's continue this in part 2 because I'm about to, and then it died. So, but I love Matt, dude. When he had his stroke and had his issues, I kept in touch, definitely, because, he's a brother. I love
Yeah,
Matt.
well, he's doing a lot better than he was. That's for sure. So,
Oh, dude, I remember when it first started, I was like, my God, Matty. And I was just praying that he'd recover, and he's back. He's the same old Matt,
oh yeah,
right? Thank
always got
God.
a great sense of humor, and
Dude, what a great songwriter too, man. He never got his due. Everybody was so worried about what he looked like and stuff. That guy was a consummate showman, consummate professional, great melodies, great hooks, great voice, period. And Jeff Mark says the same thing. He goes, man, he was a great vocalist. That's why we picked him. He was great. So, there you go.
yeah, awesome. Well, hey, I really appreciate chatting with you. Is Journey is Journey doing a U.S. tour? Are you guys coming anywhere around the Pacific Northwest?
Well, the closest we get this year is September 4th in Seattle at whatever the stadium is. I don't know what the stadium, Lo-Fi or something. I don't know what it's called, but the stadium up there. So, dude, there's got to be a way. When we're done with this, let me give you my cell number, because if you want to come up, I'll get you a couple tickets, Matt. Maybe you and Maddie can come up.
Well, I'd love to come see you and
hook you up, bro. Hook you up.
That'd be awesome.
But that's the closest we get, though, this year. And then maybe 25. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Okay. And do you remember when you played my White Ludwig gigantic kit at that big Mastermind show?
Yes, I do, bro. What a great kit, man. Are you kidding, man? We were fortunate back then, man. We both had the wicked kits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw, when I was in band, I saw this picture of Carmine Appice with the Ludwig Octa Plus. Yes. And I was just like, oh my God, I got to have that thing. And then, I saw the Clive Byrne Iron Maiden with these big, long white Ludwigs. And I was just like, I gotta have a big white kit, Now,
I remember you didn't have concert toms, did you? You had the double-headed toms, right?
I had double-headed toms, and then I had some white octobons mixed in.
That's right, yes. Yep.
And Matt still uses all those pictures. So,
dude, Dr. Mastermind was a bitchin' band. Was it? Did you play with Kurt?
I got to go with Kurt and Matt and go play as Dr. Mastermind for like a Chicago Metal Fest in 2006, which I got all kinds of people having me sign their denim vests and everything.
Dude, I love it. I would love to have a Wild Dogs reunion. I don't know if Matt would be up for it or not, and Jeff said he would love to do it. He said, he's like I said a couple of weeks ago before I left, we were talking. He goes, I'll never deny that Matt was an amazing vocalist. I mean, he had what we wanted. He had the hook, and he had that metal thing, but he was an entertainer, and I think that's what freaked Jeff out. Jeff was more about the music, and Matt was like, you know what? It's about the music, but we got to put on a show. We got to freak people out. And Matt was the king of doing stuff that, outrageous, outlandish stuff. Nothing like Gigi Allen, but still.
But he had his stuff. He had, the wristband with all the 10 penny nails sticking off of it. Like, he was always over the top. And I love Matt, great guy. And Jeff and I recorded a couple EPs over at his little studio at his house back in the late 90s, early 2000s. So, but I haven't talked to Jeff in a while.
Yeah. Do you use the electric kit or your own kit?
Well, I did. I demoed a couple songs on your Trap Cat that was sitting over there.
Yes. Oh my God.
If you remember that thing.
Yeah. Well, now I actually went up there and left my my new TD50, my V-drum kit up there, because I'm going to be doing some recording with Alan Seahorn and myself and Jeff and possibly Kelly Lemieux.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're going to do a little project that Alan's been writing, but there's also, Jeff just found some of the old, what do you call it? The Lost Wild Dogs record that was going to be recorded right after Reign of Terror. Matt had written a ton of stuff, or Jeff had written a ton of stuff with Michael Furlong, but he never recorded it. So Jeff's like, would you be interested in recording that, that record? And I said, dude, send me the songs. Heck yes, I do it. So we may do another Wild Dog record. I don't know who will get to sing it, but my vote is for Matt. If Matt's into it, I mean, it would be badass.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Hey, last thing, I just wanted to ask about your gear. What kind of what's your touring rig that you're playing on stage with Journey for your drum set?
This year it's the same one as I had last year. I had it custom made. It's the 50th anniversary kit. So it's the wood is, I got to remember what it's called. Oh boy, it's quilted something. Starts with an M, dude. I'll have to give it to you later, but it's beautiful. It almost looks like a babinga. So it's a light, and it's all gold leaf. The 50th anniversary logo is in gold, and it's beautiful and airbrushed by Louis Garcia. It's a DW kit. So my standard size is 8 or 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, two 22-inch gong bass drums hanging up, two 22-inch bass drums, snare drum, and a bajillion cymbals. I was a Zildjian guy for years, but after COVID hit, to get cymbals was impossible. And we were on the road, and we were breaking stuff, and Zildjian couldn't get the stuff out in time. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to be independent. So I stopped my contract with Zildjian, and I bought 3 sets of different size Pisces. And I love them. I always was a Pisces. And I tried to get an endorsement, but they wouldn't touch me. So, I don't know why, but so I just bought them all. I spent about, 15 grand, bought the best cymbals I could buy, all different styles, Rudes, 2002s, signatures, and we just mix them and match them, which is kind of cool. And I got a couple Minos up there as well, and I love the trashy Minos, man. They sound great. The stackers are killer, just killer.
Yeah, I love Pisces. I've kind of I use those a lot, but I got just some old Zildjians that are from the 70s.
Which probably sound amazing because
they do. They're a little dark looking, but they still sound fantastic. And somehow they've never broke.
That's the difference, man. I mean, Zildjian makes great cymbals. That was my problem with Pisces back in the day. I mean, I always wanted to use them, but I couldn't afford them back then. I mean, I couldn't afford to replace a 2002, and you know how I play, and I'm sure you play the same way, man. You bash.
Yeah. I used to break them all the time. So.
Yeah, dude. So for me, it's like, well, I bought them. As long as I can get them, send them back and get a new one, that's fine. But they won't even touch me for that. So I'm at the point where I can go ahead and buy what I need and just use what I want. But I'll always be a DW guy. I mean, they're greatest drums on the planet to me.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, hey, thanks again, Deen. Really awesome catching up with you, and look forward to catching you up in Seattle here this fall. So
yeah, bring either you and Matt, or you and your significant other, whoever you want, bro. I'll get you 2 tickets. I got you hooked up.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Deen, and we'll catch you out there on the road.
All right, brother. Take care, Bryce.
All righty. Bye, Deen.
See you, brother. Bye-bye.
If you like the content we bring you about the heavy metal world, please like, subscribe, and comment to help us grow the channel.